"She's not one of us," the officer barked, voice ricocheting off the hall's steel walls. "Get lost, old man." The words hit like a punch, cold, final. The crowd of young cadets froze mid-sip of coffee. The old veteran's face went pale, his medals glinted nervelessly under the fluorescent lights. Before we move further into this story, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear. Let's dive in. "Sir," a timid recruit began, hand hovering over his chest. The officer whipped around, gaze like a blade. "Don't you start." Every eye was on the veteran, who shifted from foot to foot, confusion warring with pain. Tension crackled, like static before a storm. He took a breath, trembling fingers brushing the name patch above his pocket. "McCormick." "Ma'am, I served 20 years, he rasped. His voice cracked. "I'm here to speak at the Veterans Symposium, invited by the Dean." The room fell silent, 3 syllables heavier than a mountain. Humiliation pooled in his eyes as she raised her hand for silence. The cadets exchanged glances, whispers threading through the ranks. This wasn't protocol, this was injustice. A murmur rose. He was in Nam, right? The veterans' medals whispered stories of firefights, frozen rivers, and midnight prayers. A young lieutenant swallowed, stepping forward. "With all due respect, ma'am, permission to speak." The officer's lips curved downward. "Denied." The lieutenant's jaw clenched. He glanced back at his men. In that heartbeat, something shifted. A line crossed. Behind them, 6 massive figures detached from the audience. Navy SEALs. Silent, resolute, their uniforms unadorned by medals, but heavy with unspoken valor. Each SEAL's eyes locked on the officer, impossible to ignore. A charged hush fell, as if the air itself held its breath. The officer's hand trembled on her holster. "You," she began, but the tallest SEAL stepped up, voice low but thunderous. "He's one of ours." Every word landed with the weight of torpedoes. "And you don't disrespect your elders." The officer's face blanched. The cadets straightened in unison, taut as bowstrings. "But orders are orders," she spat. The SEAL's gaze bore into her. "Wrong orders." He raised his hand, pointing at the veteran. "This man saved lives, our lives. He earned more respect than any rank can deny." His teammates filed in, forming a protective semicircle around the veteran. A recruit's phone buzzed. A news alert. 6 SEALs defy command to defend World War II vet. The hall rippled with panic and pride in equal measure. Press lenses clicked. Phones rose like tiny battalions, capturing the standoff. Mid-conflict, the veteran lifted a shaking hand, voice steadying. "In 45, I lost my squad on the Ardennes line. I carried their names here." He tapped his heart. "I came back broken, thought my service was done. But you, youngsters, helped me heal." His words settled over the group, softening the steel. The officer's gaze flickered. Uncertainty replaced her anger. Around them, the cadets shifted, a collective heartbeat rolling through the ranks. The veteran's ragged breath echoed. "We fought for honor, for each other. I came here to teach you that." Suddenly, a breakthrough. One of the SEALs produced a faded photograph, handing it to the officer. It showed 2 young soldiers, one she recognized as her grandfather decades before. Her lip trembled. He spoke of a man named McCormick," she whispered, eyes wet. The veteran nodded, tears glinting. "We saved your grandfather's life at Khe Sanh." Time stilled. The officer's shoulders slumped. Orders vanished in the face of truth. She swallowed hard, voice barely audible. "I'm so sorry." She extended her hand, then bowed her head. In that charged moment, the hall erupted. Cadets thrust hands over hearts, the SEALs dropping to one knee in salute, and the veteran straightening with dignity renewed. Cameras captured his tearful smile, his trembling salute answered by a symphony of respect. Power had reversed. Where disgrace and shame once reigned, honor now blazed like a beacon. The officer, now humbled, wiped her eyes and announced, "Permission granted, Mr. McCormick. We're honored to hear you speak." Applause thundered, shaking the rafters. He stepped to the podium with the SEALs flanking him. 6 silent guardians turned witnesses to redemption. The tension that began as cruel humiliation dissolved into a profound respect. that transcended rank and age. As he spoke, his voice strong, he shared the story of lost friends, of survival and sacrifice, weaving history into living lessons. Each word landed on attentive ears, each pause filled with collective reverence. The audience wasn't just listening, they were bearing witness. When he finished, the room held its breath for a beat, then roared in standing ovation. Tears streamed down formerly stern faces. The officer saluted him more sincerely than any order could demand. The SEALs rose in unison, a formation of pride and unity. True honor isn't given by orders, it's earned through sacrifice, respect, and the courage to stand up for what's right. As the last echoes of applause faded, the veteran locked eyes with each SEAL and the officer. In that silent exchange, generations bridged, battle-hardened warriors and fresh-faced cadets, bound by one timeless truth: we rise by lifting others. If this story warmed your heart, subscribe, tap that like button, and sprinkle a karma in the comments.